All right. 7:15. We got to start. So today's Daf Vav. We are holding Daf Hey Amud Beis, 5 lines from the bottom. Tanu Rabbanon. First of all, now that Noam is here, yesterday I thanked him when he was in his absence, but I really want to say a tremendous yishur koyach to you for giving shir. Also yishur koyach, I called him up yesterday. I said, me and Yeshua, we went through the list, and there's literally 20 guys from this year that are out of town. Most of them are coming back Friday for the Zman. So I called up Noah. I said, listen, I know you're on vacation. You got to come back. So he's here. Baruch Hashem. As you know, he went on a vacation. He did come back, special. So yeah, Ishkayach. I don't think he came back for our share, but back. So we got to move here. Try to limit the questions to only really good questions. There's a lot of and that also. That's part of the limitations. Torah Rabbanon. Ein moishchim es hamelachim elo al hama'ayin. We're going into a sugya of simon and milsa, that by having a siman, a sign, it shows what the future is and what it could hold. So the Gemara starts off with that the actual Mashiach is done on the river. As a good omen, as a good siman, just like the water flows, their melucha should flow. Take him down. Gichon, Rashi says, is not the famous Gichon in the Torah, rather it's a small little nahar that is in Eretz Yisrael as a siman. If his year is going to finish well, if he's going to live out his year, Eloi, he should bring a candle during Aseres Yemei Tshuva, put it in a place that there's no wind. If it lights well and finishes up the oil, you know that you're going to finish up your year. There's a discussion here in the Rishonim if this is allowed, l'chatchila, if this is considered nichush, or perhaps if you do it, the Marsha says in another Masechta, he says that over here, if you notice, it's only telling you the positive. It doesn't say, Eloi, and if it doesn't burn out well, you're going to die that year. So that's not a problem with nichush. You're only going on the positive. That's okay. There's a discussion here. I'll call upon him. What?
If the wind blows it out, then it doesn't seem to be acting well. Because
yeah, we're not talking about the wind. We're talking about the actual burning of the candle. You know, sometimes the Hanukkah lights, they don't go. They leave you a little bit of oil on the bottom. That wouldn't be a good sign in this case. If somebody wants to do a good deal, he wants to know if he's going to be successful. He should bring up a chicken, a rooster, ishamin, if he's able to get it to gain weight. V'shofar neida the maslach, then he'll know that he'll do well. A person wants to go set out on his ways. In those days, you set out on a trip. It was 50-50, you're coming back or not. You should go into a darker room and the house. If he sees a shadow within a shadow, he knows he's going to come back. Says the Gemara of Elav Milsi, it's not a good idea to try this out. Dilma, the Gemara says an amazing thing. A person himself could cause his mazel to be bad, thank you, and therefore with a bad mazel, that could cause him death. By him himself being scared and not seeing the double shadow. In other words, not seeing a double shadow doesn't mean you're going to die. But not seeing a double shadow and then you stress yourself out, that causes the mazel to get worse, and that itself, that's going to cause you to die.
Call it anxiety these days.
Anxiety. Okay. Do not tell that somebody has anxiety, because it might, yeah. Baruch atah, you know,
Don't be nervous.
Oh, my baya. What?
The last one doesn't work? I thought that was going on.
This is the discussion. The discussion whether it's going, what?
The loudness?
No. That mills is only on that one. No. I think it's only on that one. But
He brings it also as only on that one.
by the way, that was Leiby. Shout out to his father, Rabbi David from Manchester, and the Chabur that watches. Once we're saying that, we might as well shout out to David from California, and all those who are watching. Baruch Hashem, there are more people watching than we have in the share today. That's great. Omar Abaya, what? Omar Abaya, Hashta the Amris, Simona Milsi. Oh, the famous Simona Milsa. When I was looking up for pictures for the 8 minute, so I went on Simona Rosh Hashanah. So one of the things that came up was a card that had all the things. In the top, there was a headline, Simona Milsa. And it's from this lashon right here in the Gemara. This is how we know the whole concept. We're holding by Elul, 40 days before Rosh Hashanah, so we have to know this stuff. Simonim Milsa. Once you go into Simonim, it sounds like once you agree that there's a concept called a simon and it could be a good omen for the future, Yerogil inish lemechal reishata on Rosh Hashanah, you should have Simonim. Kara, gourd, verubia, fenugreek, karti, leek, silka, beets, vitamra, and dates. Rashi here interestingly says that these are things that grow quickly and are sweet. But we know the Torah brings down that you say different things like Yirbus Chuyiseinu or Yikarsu Soineinu, Yitamu. That's brought down in the Torah. The Mordechai says that you should say Yiratzon in each one. So that's how our minhag developed into this. But the basic line is right here. These are the 5 things. Rishonim say that you could bring anything, even you could bring lettuce being whatever the simon is. Sardines, merin. A lot of people use carrots as merin, as in Yiddish means you should multiply your schuyos. V'chulu. It's interesting. The main one, tapuach b'dvash, is not here in the Gemara. Fine. All the songs, dip your apple in the honey, is not here. This is mamish gishmak sugis, Rabbi Yisai. This is before. I think this is what the Gemara does. It leads us in. It gets us into the gishmak sugya, and then boof, there's going to be a real tough one. Says Rabbi Shashir to his son, "Kibi isu lemezal migmar kamei rabchoin." This I took as a sign for the 8-minute daf. Why? He says, anytime you go learn by your Rebbe, Kereisos mi kara masnisen. First learn up the Mishnah as well. V'hodar oilu kamei rabchoin. Then you go. First you know your stuff, then you go to your Rebbe. You should look at his mouth. When I was a kid, my father used to take me to G'daylim, and he always used to say, look at their face, look at their eyes. I don't know, this is one of the things that I remember very clearly. Look at their eyes. I used to sit there and look. But one of the other pshatim I saw that I like even more is not just the Kedusha, but when you see a person's facial expression, his body language. Ki ba'apam hargu ish. A guy, he could go like this, like shvach pshat, or within his body language. When you look at his face, you can tell what the pshat in the Gemara is just by his, his eyes, whatever it is. The Kereisos shmaita groisu al maya, very interesting. You should learn, you should chazer over your Torah by a stream. Just like the water continues, so too your Torah.
Like when you look at us, when we try to put a good shot or not.
Better to live in a slum, in a heap of trash, than to live in a mansion in Pumbedisa, because in Pumbedisa, as we learned, there were thieves over there. It says you should, whatever, we had a sugya just, I don't remember, a few months ago. Stay away from, if you're going on the way with a person from Pumbedisa, you should book out of there. So kids in Pumbedisa is not great. Tav gildono saryo lemechal, you should eat, it's better to eat a smaller fish than a kutcha, like a beautiful, the sour milk that they used to have. The Ramekipe, Rashi says here that it's bad for, it's metamtem isalev, Rashi says. Yeah, it says in the pasuk, "Vatispalel Chano, vatoymar olatz libi bashem Roma karni." I raised my horn. Says the Gemara, "Roma karni v'le Roma pachi." She used the lashon of a horn. A horn is something that lasts for a very long time. V'le Roma pachi, and not a flask that could break. They were anointed from a horn. They took out oil from a horn. So that's why their kingdom lasted very long. And not only that, it lasts forever. Shol v'Yehu shenimshchu min hapach lo yimshchu malchusam. Shol and Yehu, they were anointed from a flask that's breakable, so their malchus was broken. Again, an Indian of siman. Hamefatim is Torahs. If you make Torahs, you chayiv. Chayiv kares, Torah Rabbanim. Hamefatim is Torahs, the lamed ba, or the moisur letzibur, potter. If the reason why you're making the Torahs is to teach other people, you're potter from kares. Lahariach ba, chayiv. If you do it in order to smell it, you're chayiv. V'hamariach ba, but if you smell it, potter, el shemal. So you're potter from kares and chatos, but you're a moil. Ask the Gemara, umikim me'ila bereach. What did he do? It's not tangible. He smelled something new. V'omer Reb Shimon ben Pazi or Reb Yoshua ben Levi mishum bar kapara kol umara bereach ema mishum me'ila. Anything that's not tangible, like looking at hegdish, smelling hegdish, listening to the instruments of the Levim, that's not me'ila. Says the Gemara, it is. What he meant is, smelling something once the mitzvah was completed, that's not a me'ila. The concept is, once a mitzvah is performed, then there's no me'ila, you're not over anything. But over here, since the Kereisos wasn't used yet, and you went ahead and you smelled it, you are over on me'ila. As the Gemara, so just to explain real quickly outside, the Gemara is going to say that there's basically two things that you are over me'ila, even though the mitzvah was finished. Trumas Hadeshen and Negla Arufa. And Chachamim also add the Big Day Kuhuna. But in general, this rule stands. So the Gemara asks, "Vari Trumas Hadeshen the Nasis Mitzvasa Umayalamba." You see that you are moyal even though the mitzvah was finished. Since the Torah says twice that you can't use it even after the mitzvah is done, it's only those two things, but Kereisos not. What are we going to do with Reb Doisa the Sanya? V'nichem sham, the Kohen Gadol should take his clothes and leave them there. Melamed shetunim gniza. That's what Chachamim hold. That once you perform the avodah with your clothing, that's it. You can't use the clothing anymore. Reb Doisa oimer ksherin hen lekohen hedyot. No, you could use it. So Reb Doisa says that they are usable. They're not gniza. So Memela, he doesn't have a second thing. He doesn't have shnei ksuvim. He only has one pasuk that says, by Trumas Hadeshen, you're not allowed to use it after you completed the melacha. So Memela, I shall learn Kereisos from that as well. Shalom Aleichem. You, the Kohen Gadol, shouldn't use it on another Yom Kippurim, but another Kohen could use it. So where do you have the shnei ksuvim? Says the Gemara, Mishum Dahavet Trumas Hadeshen ve'egla arufa shnei ksuvim habayim ke'echad v'chol shnei ksuvim habayim ke'echad emelam. The only two things, egla arufa and Trumas Hadeshen, that even though you perform the mitzvah, you're not allowed to use it anymore. If you use it, you're over on me'ila. But Kereisos, once the mitzvah was performed and you used it, you're not over on me'ila. Mai desanyo v'somei etzem mizbeach melam sheturim gniza. The Trumas Hadeshen, you put the pile of ashes, you take it, you put it next to the mizbeach, you're not allowed to use it anymore. Egla rufa mai desanyo v'arfu shomis egla benachal. And that's it. You leave it over there. The Gemara always says, anytime the Gemara brings this concept of shnei ksum habam ke'echad ein melamdim, you can't learn from it. The Gemara always says, but there's another man that says melamdim. What do you do with him? There's a specific miut in those psukim that tells you even more, and everybody will agree, even that man will agree, that you can't learn anything else out of it. Why? Because b'trumas hadeshen ksiv b'samai, you should put it hadainin midachin eloi. Only this. Now we're going into Pitum HaKtoros that we're all very familiar with. We know about Peh. A lot of times we read through it and we don't know what we're talking about. Here will give us a little bit more of an understanding. Pitum HaKtoros. So here's a little bit of a chart. The top 4 in blue is what is mentioned in the Torah. The rest, the green, and they all add up to 11, not mentioned specifically in the Torah. What's mentioned in the Torah is a klal that we have. It has to be something that smells good and has fumes of smoke that go up. So basically, you could interchange these guys right over here. If I'm already holding the chart, we're trying to get to 368 mana for the entire year. You make it one batch for the entire year. How does it break down? The top 4, which happens to be, these are the 4 that are in the Torah specifically, 70 mana per each one. That's a total of 280. Then you have the next four, Mor Ksir Shabayis Ner v'Charkoim, are 16 each. We say this every day. Shisha mana, we don't know what we're talking about. Over here, 16 mana each. Koisht, Shnei Masar. Bikilufa, Shloisha. I put it on the bottom here because that's the extra 3 over 365. We're trying to get to 365 days a year. You need a mana per day. Half in the morning, half in the afternoon. Pras. And they have 3 extra for Yom Kippur.
How much is the mana?
How much does it weigh?
How much is it?
I don't know. I don't know what it is, and now I don't know. Art school for sure says no. How much is a mana? Lay it down. So we have 365 plus 3, 368. All right, let's see inside.
The money is 100 silver dinner, approximately £1 in money.
£1 a day?
£1.
I'll tell you this. When you have 3 mana and the Kohen Gadol goes like this with his hands twice, there's a lot left over. So it's a lot more than 2. Okay, that's not a good, but it's a lot. It's not a small amount, what I'm saying. It's a... Now, just as another thing that I missed out here, as these 2 top ones, Tsari and Shchelas, that's what the Torah calls them, and we call them Notaf and Tziporin. We refer to them as Natav and Tziporin. It's really Tsari and Shchelas in the Torah. Hatsari v'Tziporin. So here the Gemara uses the lashon of the Torah Tsari, but then switches back to the lashon of Chachamim of Tziporin. A nail, which I'm not exactly sure. A lot of these things we're not really sure what they are. Hachelbana. Chelban I did. That's the only one I printed out because the article says what it is. And he's kind of sure about it. And Tziporin is like it's like a shell. No, it's not a clove of what we use for psalmim. Not at all.
They're called Tziporin.
No, that's what we call Tziporin. No, it's more even like a nail, and it's the shape of a nail of a lion, and it looks like the art scroll. What the art scroll brings down, and I looked it up. It looks like a shell, like when you go on the beach and you find a shell. One of those. This is chelbana. I forgot what the art scroll calls it. No. It doesn't smell good, this thing. It does not smell good. And the Gemara talks about the fact that it doesn't smell good. It's in the Kereisos to show us a beautiful concept that we have to bring even the bad guys, the bad Klal Yisrael, into Klal Yisrael Achdus. Well, Gelbanam, very good.
Is basically the same word.
Oh, Gelbanam, Chelban. Okay, here.
G is
Gelbanam. Fine.
same word, isn't it?
Zok the Gemara. That's my favorite word, frankincense. Mishkal shivim shel shivim mana. Each one is 70. Now, Mor Ksir Shabayis Ner, because as we're going to see, it says in the pasuk. I might as well just show you real quickly over here. It says samim. What does samim mean? Samim means spices, but we don't know what it is. It says not of shchelas chelbana, but samim. So we interpret samim to be the following things. Mar, Uksila, Uksia, Shibayis Ner v'Chakom. These 4, Mishka, Shisha, Asar, Shisha, Asar mana. That's what we say every day. 16 mana each. Hakoisht, Shnei Asar. That's the only one that's 12. Kilufa, Shloisha, V'Kinamayin. I think we know what this is. Cinnamon is Tisha. Now we have 11. So we stop right over here. We have 11. That's it. These are the main ones that some of the Rishonim are going to say, like, if you miss one, you chayiv misa. Missing one means up until this point. From this point on, l'chayr you're not chayiv misa. This is in preparation of the Kereisos. It makes it better. It helps us. So what we added, Boris Karshina. Now, without learning this Gemara, we wouldn't know. We would continue to the Boris Karshina Shisham. It says, Boris Karshina is something to prepare the Kereisos. You're not chayiv misa if you miss it out. Tisha Kaben. Yenga Frisin, Sint Lasa, Kaben Lasa. There's a wine from Kafrisin, from Cyprus, Sint Lasa, Kaben Lasa. It's 3 sa and 3 kav, which is basically 21 kav. Mainly in Kafrisin, maybe Chama Chavarion, an aged wine, a white aged wine, And then also you add melech zdoimis roiva. Take a quarter of a kav of salt from zdoim. Mala oshon kolshu. What does this mean, Rabbi Isai? If you didn't learn the Gemara, you would have no clue. Mala oshon kolshu. What does it mean? It's obvious that the Gemara is talking about a spice called mala oshon. It's not telling you a fact that it brings up smoke. It is a spice called mala oshon. What does this thing do? Put in a little bit of it. What it does is it creates a beautiful flume, a straight stick-looking like flume of smoke. So now the smoke goes up very, very straight, not like all over the place, straight. How do you get that? Mala oshon. You throw in this mala oshon thing.
Wasn't that a nace anyway? That the
You're talking about from the Mizbeach.
Yeah.
You're talking about the Mizbeach. We're talking about the Kereisos. The Kereisos, they put in a spice that created this. That's what the Gemara says. Reb Nosson Omer, Av kipas hayarden, this kind of flour from the Jordan, kolshu, a little bit. Ve'im nosim bodvash psala, and if you put in some sort of honey from fruit honey, psala, like the Torah says, ki chol sa'or v'chol dvash l'sektur. You're not going to put honey in anything that has to do with korbanos. You put it in, you ruined it. Chisar achas mikol samen now. If you missed one of the 11, chayiv misa. Why are you chayiv misa? So Rashi says, because you're not allowed to go into the Kodesh HaKadoshim for no reason. And if you're going into the Kodesh HaKadoshim with a Kereisos that's missing one of the 11, so you're not going in with Kereisos. You just went in for no reason. Chayiv misa. We actually learned once, yeah.
Mashma that I could add other things though.
It's mashma. We'll see soon that you're allowed to interchange things, not add.
Or even add. Because it says don't add honey and don't be missing from the 11. Means I can't subtract.
From the missing from 11, I wouldn't make a diuk. Maybe from the honey is a good diuk. It says don't. You have 11, don't miss one. It doesn't say yeah.
Don't miss
From
one.
the honey is mashma a little bit that you might be right. I wasn't clear about it. I wanted to look into it. I didn't have time. Exactly what's going on here. You pasha taking out maruksia and you're throwing in a different thing. You're adding mamish a different. I thought it had to have a certain smell. The whole Yerushalayim used to smell from it. The kala wouldn't even put on perfume that day because she had so much Kereisos.
Every day and Yom Kippur?
Oh, so if you say Chayiv Misa, according to Rashi, it's only Yom Kippur. Others say it's every day as well. But according to Rashi, it's mashma only Yom Kippur that you go into Kodesh HaKadoshim. Good point. Reb Shimon Omer, Hatzari Eino Ela Surof, Hanoitiv Matzak Tov. This is, what is it called in English? The sap, thank you. That comes off the Ktaf tree. Boris Karshino Sheshom Basatzi Poire. And why do I need Boris Karshino? Because with that, you clean off this nail, this whatever it is, that should have a good smell. Yenga Friesen or look good. Yenga Friesen Sheshom Basatzi Poire. You also soak the tziporin in this wine. That should have a strong smell. This was my friend's favorite part of davening. He used to scream it out every day. He didn't daven a word. When it came to this, you don't bring this into the Azara because it's not proper. So the Gemara says, you see from here that the preparation of the Kereisos was in the Azara because all the spices were outside of the Azara at one point in time. If you prepared it outside, it was a big deal. The point is you can't come in with a flask of Meiraglaim into the Hazara. So you see that you must prepare it in the Hazara. Otherwise, why don't you put the Meiraglaim outside of the Hazara and you've been fine? All of the Kereisos has to be inside the Beis Hamikdash, and in fact, it is done inside the Beis Hamikdash. If so, that the Kereisos has to be done inside the Beis Hamikdash. It says, if somebody says that everything that he owns goes to the Bedek HaBayis and he has something that is available to go on as a carbon, you give it to the workers that performed some sort of work in the Beis Hamikdash, you give it to them. What is it talking about? That says specifically, it has to be, we're talking about Kereisos. And the fact that this guy got his hands on Kereisos, how did he get his hands on Kereisos? Obviously, he made the Kereisos outside. A person is donating everything he has, including his Kereisos that he has in his refrigerator, to the Bedek HaBayis. So you see, he can make Kereisos outside of the Beis Hamikdash. Alright, I should know. It's talking about the Kereisos started off in the Beis Hamikdash, and this individual was paid for his melacha in Kereisos. Why? If there's leftover Kereisos, as we're going to see, so we'll just say quickly, what happened was we had 365 manas of Kereisos. Now we don't really have 365 days in a year, we all have less because of the moon, because of the sun. Eventually, those 365 do add up because you add an extra month. What about a year you didn't add the month? And what about the fact that we have 368 mana? It's 3 extra mana for Yom Kippur. But he's not using all 368 because he only puts his 2 handfuls. So there is leftover. So as we're going to see in a second, every 60 to 70 years, this accumulated to 184 mana, depending on how large the Kohen's hands were. Some Kohanim had small hands, so it took 70 years to accumulate 184. He had larger hands, he used more, only 60 years. The point is, you have all this Kereisos left over, but you can't use it from year to year. Once Nisan comes, it's a new year. What?
Bigger hands would take 70 years, smaller hands 50.
Yeah, you're right. Bigger hands, he uses more, so it's less, takes 70 years. Thanks. So I'll go upon him. The point is, what do I do with this extra Kereisos that I have left over every year? Some years I have more than 1 or 2 manas left over because I have these extra days of the year until I come up to Ashana Mu'beres. What you do is, you owe, the Beis HaMikdash owes money for an artisan. He did some work there, he made a repair, he owes money. The Gizber takes the money, is mechalo the Kereisos on the money, and then he takes the Kereisos and gives it to the guy. Momentarily. And then they buy it back from him. That's the procedure. He takes the money that they owe the guy, instead of giving it to him, he's koined for him, he's mechalo the Kereisos, he says the Kereisos should go into the money, then the Kereisos becomes chulin, so to speak, takes the chulin, the Kereisos gives it to the guy. 5 minutes later, he buys it back from him. What did this chacham do? What? Yeah, forget the tar. What did the guy do? He says, I have Kereisos. I'm being magdish with the Bedek HaBayis. Before they had a chance to buy from him. They would be mechal on money, and then they would pay the Kereisos to the guy. And they would buy from him from the chatzi shekel that they had already in the box. And this guy went and he was magdish it. That's how he had it. Anything left over, it says how to do it. But by Kereisos it doesn't mention anything. So I don't like this pshat, he says. So therefore he says another pshat. How does a guy have Kereisos in his house? He doesn't have Kereisos in his house. What he has is one of the 11 ingredients of the Kereisos, and that he was magdish, and for some reason we take that and we give it to and we do whatever we need to do with it. Shin Samaches, 368 mana. Why? 365 Shin Samachei Kenegdi Moisachama. That's the year of the sun year, the solar year. Shloisha Mani Miseirim, and the 3 extra. The Kohen Gadol put his hands in twice on Yom Kippur, and the rest we would do this trick with the people that we owed money to. Says the Gemara Rabbanon, we have 17 minutes, that should be okay. Once every 60-70 years, since we had 184 mana, which is half the amount that we need of 368, so you make a new batch of 184. Mifat minoisa means you make a new batch lechatzoyin. Lefichach. If a person makes Kereisos, he's chayiv misa. How much? Well, we know 368. That for sure. If somebody makes 368, that's what we make every year. He's chayiv. But there's another shear, 184, because every 60-70 years they make 184. So we have another shear. So if a guy makes 184 mana, he's chayiv misa.
They didn't make it. It was left over.
No, they had to make another 184 to match up to 365, to the 368.
He had to make the other half.
Therefore, lefichach yachid shepitim lechatzoim, if he makes 184, chay divrei Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, sha'amar mishum azgan, aval shlish reveal l'shemati. If you make a third, there's no such shear, so you're not chayiv misa. V'revia, a quarter of 368, you're not chayiv. No. He made every single day. You make one mana, says Rashi. So therefore, if you make one mana, not 368, if you make one portion for one day, you're chayiv misa. Anything. Look, there's an asiya. You give half in the morning, half at night. So Mamela, if you make one mana, Yechayev Taisus points out the obvious question because we had yesterday. What?
I could make two.
Two what? Pras is half of a mana.
No, I could make two, a shear of 2 days. I can't make 1 day. I can't make.
No,
half
you could make 1 day.
368.
You can make according to Chachamim.
I can't make 1 day.
No,
right?
I cannot. I'm chayiv misa
But I'd be allowed to make two though.
Chas v'shalom. Why?
A shear of 2.
Why?
Because they never made a shear of 2.
No,
They either
but
made
two.
a shear of 1 or
No,
184.
but a shear of 2 is double. If a guy makes 700 and whatever, he doubles the 368. He's not chayiv. Of course he's chayiv. 2 portion, of course.
They never made that.
No, it's included in that amount. It's included. The minimum. What's the minimum? But the question is that the minimum is really not a pras. Pras is gishmak. It's the best way to do it. But if you make a kazayas, as we said yesterday, you're also chayiv. Tosis points it out. Why do you have to make a whole mana? Torah Abbanim.
Maybe half mana.
They would take this Kereisos and bring it back into the mortar twice a year. Seems like to get the fragrance back into it, to revigorate the fragrance. In the summer, bzura, they would spread it out. It shouldn't spoil, it shouldn't mold. They would gather it together, that the fragrance shouldn't escape. This is the famous thing. When he takes the pestle, what is it called, in the mortar, and he grinds it down, he says, Hadek heitev hadek, Divrei Abi Yosef ben Yochanan. That you talk to it. By talking to it, as we'll see, makes the psamim better. Divrei Abi Yosef v'shalosh min yiserim shemehem kohen gadol machzor v'leichafna b'yom kippurim manim yiserim. The 3 extra manim from 365 to 368, that's for Yom Kippur. Noisen oisel machteshes berim kippurim. He would put it into the mortar, all 3 of them on every Yom Kippur. V'shoichet them yafa yafa. And now you have to grind it finer than fine. Kedei shetei daka min adaka, it should be really, really fine. Kedesanya daka matam eloymar v'alik v'nema v'shachachtem in a hodik. It already says you should make it fine. Matam eloymar daka. Why again you should make it fine? Shetei daka min adaka, it should be finer than fine. You should talk to it. Like people say that if you talk to the plants, you play some music, sometimes it helps it. What?
This is the vibrations in the voice makes it fine.
The vibrations in the voice, or whatever it is, just like the vibrations are bad for the wine. That's why it's the same thing. Whatever causes the wine to go bad, it has the ability to create a better psalm.
It's not that the wine goes bad, it's got sediment in it. And it's not pure. And the voice makes.
Is this an actual thing that scientists know today as well? Voice is not good for wine? Should I take my bottles of wine away from my Shabbos table because I do Zmiris over there?
No, the point is whether.
Something with the sediments. There is some sort of physical thing.
They had to stop, when the wine's flowing out, they had to stop when it was drawing sediment from the bottom of the barrel. Right?
Yeah.
So at that point, they weren't allowed to take it anymore. And it seems that
Talking at that time.
Talking could have stirred up.
I hear. Okay. Say
Stir
that.
up the-
Or Rabbi Yochanan. Moshe Rabbeinu got 11 spices and Har Sinai. Omer Avuno Mikro Kach Lachot Samim Trei. So here's the pasuk. What do we have here? For today, this is enough. Although there's a little bit more that we're going to mention for a second, but it says Kach Lachot. That's in green because the Gemara is going to dash from that something. Samim. What does samim tell me? 2 spices. So I have 2. Then the Torah says 1, 2, 3. Not of shchelis chelbana. How much do we have so far? 5. Or samim is 5. Let's see what the Gemara says. Kach lecha samim trei. Not of shchelis chelbana. Hachamisha. Total of 5. V'samim achrino chamisha. And now this samim right over here repeats everything that I just said. So up until this point I had 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. So the final samim is also 5. So now that's 10. Hasara. Well, Levayin Zaka, and the continuation of the pasuk says Levayin Zaka is chad, is one more or chatzrei. Ve'ema, asked the Gemara, wait a minute. You're going away from the drasha that we use every single time we have a pasuk like this. We do this every time. It's called a klal, prat, uklal. This is a generalization, samim, any spice you want. And then the Torah says specifically, not of shchelis chelbano, that's a prat. And then we have a samim. Why are you going away from what we always do? Why are you learning all of a sudden? How come we never do that in other places? Say that the klal means 2 and then the rest means that. Says the Gemara, Ve'ema samim klal, not of shchelis chelbano prat, samim chazav kolal, klal prat uklal, yatadon, al-kena prat. Ma prat, meforish dover shekoiter, boiler, reichoy, it goes up like a stick and has a nice smell. V'reichin noidev, I've called dover shekoiter boiler, reichin noidev. Any spice. So maybe I'll say, you know why? Because the Torah said 3. The Torah should have said samim, not of samim. Why shchelas? What's the point of having 3? Laya mitzrach. No, I really need all 3. Laya mitzrach tzricha. The ikos of notav have amino min ilon. Notav is a type of a tree. Ava geduli karka, something grows out of the ground, not a tree. Loy mishum shchelas. Shchelas comes out of the ground. Because of shchelas have amina geduli karka in amina ilon imiloi. Mishuvachi kosav notav. V'chelbana legufi also. And chelbana is all by itself. This guy Nebuch is all by itself because it doesn't do anything for us. Why? I can't learn anything from it. It's just a chiddush that this goes in there for whatever reason. It has a bad smell. Doesn't really. If I was a scientist, I wouldn't put it in there because it doesn't add to the fragrance, I would think. Okay, so the bottom line is, I need all 3, and I can't do 1, so why don't I have a klal v'prat uklal? Says the Gemara, imkein mikach lecha nafka. From here, kach lecha is my klal, you're right. There is a klal v'prat uklal. I'm not going to go away from what I always do. There is a klal v'prat uklal. So the klal v'prat tells me, kach lecha, take anything. Samim is a klal. And in the middle, I have a prat. What does this pasuk come to tell me? This is not exact. Take anything that has a good smell and has a nice flume of smoke. That's it. But at the end of the day, it does say samim, and samim means 2. And this is 5 plus samim. So I get to 11. I do learn from here the concept of 11, and I do learn from here because I have the extra word a klal prat uklal. Okay, we got nafkale. Beimo sam basroi traininu. Why are you saying that this last samim is 5? Maybe this last samim should be 2, like this samim is 2. If this is 2, this is 2. Kisamim kadmoi, like the first one. Why are they in separate parts of the pasuk? It should say samim, not shchelas. If you wanted to tell me 2 plus 2, so you'd put samim, not of shchelas. But because I put samim over here and samim at the end, this samim equals 5. The Be'er Bishmol Tani samim klal, not of shchelas of chelban prat. Same thing again. Samim chozav klal prat klal I atadon elokeina prat. He actually learns it as a klal prat klal. Ma prat mefoirash dover shekoydev oiler reichenoidev. Just like this smoke goes up and it has a nice smell. I've called dover shekoydev oiler reichenoidev. Oyena elo klal. Now the Gemara says a very interesting lashon that the Gemara is going to explain. Don't be scared. Oyena elo klal b'klal rishon. Maybe the last klal should be like the first one. Uprat b'prat rishon, and the last prat should be like the first one. Amislav, only take the first lashon. Okay, what's going on here? Omamar. My kusha, what do you mean? The same question that we had before. Samim basroi, this red guy down here, the last one, Trey, it should be 2. Kisam kadmai, it should equal 2, not 5. Why are you telling me that this last guy is 2 when this first guy is 2? So it should be equal to the first guy. Trey, another kisam kadmai, train. So it answered like we answered before. If indeed it means 2, it should say samim samim. Well, my part of probably showing. What's the second question? You're learning all types of fragrances that come from trees from the word nativ. And anything that comes out of the ground, you learn from shchelos. Learn now from the next word after this word sound says levayna. Because it only has one out of the 2 things. That what? If it only has a good smell, interesting. Its smoke doesn't go up nicely. It should say levayna zak in the middle, and learn from it. Have a tray also. Then you're going to have 12, not 11. Rashi sticks in a word here that Rashi says lav midi gamrinu minei. Since I'm not learning anything out of it anyways, that's a little bit to explain the Gemara's question. I'm not learning anything out of it from it anyways, so stick it into the middle. It says Rish Lakish, no. From the actual word Kereisos means I can learn out this concept from the word Kereisos. The Kereisos means that it goes up. This is an amazing Gemara, Rabbi say. If a person, a sinner, doesn't participate in the tainus, not tainus. Forget about it. Go home. You need those guys. You need the bad guys on your team. This guy chelbana has a bad smell. Yet it's part of the Kereisos. You need the bad guy to make something good. I don't need your drasha. It says mufurish in the pasuk.
But it means that this Yisrael.
Don't ruin it.
This Yisrael is going to fast as well.
Yeah. He's going to fast. Like in Eretz Yisrael, in Kippur, they fast. Everybody fasts. You need them. You need aguda achas. You need achdus in order for the world to exist, says the pasuk. V'agudasai al eretz yisoda. How do I have a eretz, a yisoid, the foundation of the world? V'agudasai, when everybody's mu'ugad, everybody's together. V'asach, and it's unbelievable because you would think, they're Rishayim, they do sins. I don't need those guys. No, even the guys without beards, I'm still suffering from that one. Torah Rabbanan. Hasach b'shemen hamishcha lebehema v'kelim potter lev'dikachavim lemesim potter. If you take the shemen hamishcha from Moshe Rabbeinu and you smear it on a dead person, you didn't do anything. He's dead. You put on a kli, you put on a guy who's alive. You're not over anything. Why? Bishloim behema v'kelim d'chsiv al basar adam. It has to be a person. Lo yisach ubehema v'kelim lav adam. An animal is not a person. Mesim nami potter to keep in the misle. Mesim mikre. He's not a person. Lav adam. Eloiv dikachavim amay potter ha adam ninu lai. So the Gemara, this Gemara, I think I'm not 100% sure. I was told and I figured it, but I didn't find it yet. This Gemara was brought down actually against Jews in court by blood libels. This specific Gemara, because the Gemara here says, "Atem kurim adam, d'chsiva atem tzoynai tzoy marisei adam atem kurim adam ve'ein hoivdik echavim kurim adam." A guy is not considered an adam. If you look in the art scroll, he says a nice pshat. He says it under his breath because the art scroll is always very worried about to be politically correct. So he's very careful. But he says here that there's a concept called Adam, there's also a concept called Ish and Gever and Enosh. And those other three are plural. You could say Anoshim, Gvarim. But Adam you can't say Adamim. It's Adam. It's singular because Jews are singular. And that's what they say that I think Rabbi Shapiro, even the one from in the last blood libel, he said that pshat that the art scroll says. And that's how he explained it to them. Jews, look, you're making a blood libel, we're all concerned, we're all coming to the blood libel. But a guy, he lives here, he lives there, he doesn't care about the other guy that's something. Fine. It says by Midyan that the Goyim were 16,000 Adam. No, to tell us that the humans and not the animals. That they have 120,000 people. Again, that's to exclude the animals. So the Gemara says another pshat. Any person that doesn't have an aver to do to himself, a guy doesn't have an aver to do Shem Mishcha. So Mela, if you do it to him, you're not over either. This we just learned. So listen to this. Rabbi Yehuda says you potter. A second later it says, how much are you chayiv? He just says you potter. And then Rabbi Yehuda says you need a kazayis. How's that possible? Rabbi Yehuda potter. So what's talking about here is two separate things. When it comes to kohen, you are potter. Rabbi Yehuda gabi melachim kohen, gabi hedid mechayev. Gabi hedid mechayev meir Rabbi Yehuda. So by a zar that puts on the Shemen Mishcha, that's what is machlokes. But by a melech, Rabbi Yehuda says he's potter. That what? But my pligi, Omer Rabbi Yosef, ba pligi. Remei sova al basar adam liisach ksiv. Uchsiv hashayitim imenu azar masicha kol shu afnesinu kol shu. So you could be put even a small amount. Rabbi Yehuda sova yalfina nesina da azar min nesina da alma. Usually when the Torah says nesina, ma nesina da alma kizayis, av nesina da azar kizayis. Avasicha lemimshach melachim v'koyanim dirakol kol shu. It goes like this. When I anoint the king the first time, kol shu. If I anoint him again, right, the first time ever, I just need a small amount in order to be yotzei. Once he's anointed and I anoint him again, that's a machlokes whether you're chayiv or not. Rabbi Yosef says potter. But when I anoint the Yisrael, then there's a machlokes whether it's kazayis or a kol shu. Okay, we'll stop over here. It's kind of a new sugya. Have a great day.